My technology's dead this morning. My phone's dead, and this has about 6 minutes on it yet. So I'm gonna go over to Walmart and push carts. I got a new belt on. It's actually gonna probably be pretty hot for pants. Day 321. Saturday, going direct now. Whoa. And it's a Wednesday. No, it's a Tuesday. Okay, I just got off of work. I got to work with Dan today, which was really fun. We found a birthday card in one of the carts that we were pushing together. And actually Dan found it. And I said, okay, I go home at 2 o'clock in 2 hours. So in 2 hours, we have to find somebody with a June 14th birthday. So very creatively, today's June 14th. It's named June 14th. And it was really cool that I got to ask people all their birthdays and stuff, and had like a reason. And then Yvette, one of the workers, I asked her when's her birthday, and I couldn't believe it because I analyzed in my head when I think people's birthday, where I thought she was in Mary's birthday because she reminded me of my grandma. She was born April 10th, the day right after my grandma, and she sort of saw the card, and she's like, oh, we have to take this in for customer service that you can't play anymore. So I was a little bummed at the time, but I guess that's the morally right thing to do, even though I don't think anybody would come back for a little card. It was a funny card. And then I was off, and then strolling around, and it was actually Yvette again. And I heard her say to somebody, happy birthday. So I looked in the car, wait, it's somebody's birthday? And of course, there was that characteristic of Gemini, that young, thin kind of face with the yellow blonde hair. I actually asked my store manager, because she looks like a Gemini, if you have a birthday coming up. And she just looked, no. So I said, I had to tell her, and I think I ruined it by saying it. Oh, it's great. I was looking all day for somebody with a June 14th birthday. And she said, oh, well, mine's the 16th. So that was kind of close enough. Switched all my career preferences about getting future jobs up at the editor's store, 4044. And Dan said, hey, this might be the last time we're working together. And we had a lot of fun. Alright, gotta charge this. Like this day here, the Q means the moon is in Aquarius, the 14th day of Taurus. Mercury is retrograde in Taurus. It just goes down the order of Venus in Gemini, in Leo is Mars, and Jupiter in Pisces, and that was just as Virgo was retrograding. And what's really neat is that you do see how this stuff really does work. I watched the CNN presidential debates, and what's really cool is this time Ron Paul seems just as viable as anybody, and they're treating him seriously. That's what the little logo on the side of Facebook was. Watch the CNN debate with Ron Paul. And it seems all the candidates, most of them anyway, are really catching on to that energy now. The less spending. Cut as much as you can. And just in their overall attitudes, you can tell that Ron Paul has changed the Republican Party, and I would even say he's probably right now the psychological leader of what a Republican is, because I remember last year, or last go-round, the last cycle, I love these Wildberry Pop-Tarts. They said, wouldn't you feel more comfortable, Mr. Paul, on the Democratic stage. And now there's sort of been a gravitation of what it means to be Republican, and obviously all these people throughout the debate took as many shots at Obama as they can, because the realm of awareness in people is pretty broad. So I would have to think when you're debating, you have to play to all levels of intelligence. Just maybe someone who doesn't like Obama, whoever says the meanest thing against Obama, and that he's hiking all the jobs. As far as Obamacare, for me, I was listening to what Herman Cain said about one company having to outsource because they couldn't afford Obamacare, and I believe that. But at the same time, you see such a small picture. I have health care because of Obama. So, different motivations in different layers. Obviously, they're trying to appeal to as many people as they can. So, it gets me thinking about, I love election time and all that hype. Everywhere you go, it just feels so good. I don't necessarily, well, I gotta explain before saying that Barack Obama has increased just whatever they call it, the national budget, and they said on there, they gave a figure, which of course Bush one time said he doesn't care about the national debt, and a lot of people took him over on that, but really, I don't know how much, because you can only see what's in front of you, your localized world. Someone who lost their job since Obama's been president is going to be like, oh, he's been such a terrible president. And then someone like me who can stay on their parents' health care plan, you really do see that actual change right in your own life. And I guess it's how many people they try and reach. But generally, I know the bigger they make things, the more power is in the loop, that anything in excess of government, anything in excess of hands in there trying to regulate who are connected to all these other hands, you normally, that's bad. And there was, through YouTube and through these last string of presidents, starting with Reagan, sort of coined the phrase a new world order. And I think it sucks that words sort of handicap you, because I do like the idea of I guess city-states, but somehow all govern within a short place, and but still all connected as far as trading and communicating with each other, not as if they're closed off to each other. And a lot of the talk was on the borders. Do you want to, where are we going to fight immigrants coming in? I'm not for borders at all. You know, it's an American contest and I'm an American kid. But when they're saying, why are all these jobs being outsourced? There's a difference between that and actually being proactive and going overseas and just paving roads through places that aren't developed yet. As far as taking an American project overseas to help develop and expand the world, creating jobs through that way, sending all the PennDOT workers just everywhere, just make a big road through all the countries that, like, if it's just a desert, I don't know. See, they try and get you thinking one-minded, and they try and make you think that you have a choice, and it's a box of left and right, but really, I'm too right to be right and too left to be left, and I guess I'm right and everybody else is wrong. It's a box that doesn't, once you study, really make sense. And it's funny how they all stick to the same ideas based on which side they're in. So definitely would vote for Ron Paul. That would be my endorsement. A psychological friend of everybody. And Romney seems a little bit better this time around. Just, I don't know, intuition and perception of that he would keep an option there that you can keep Obamacare if you wanted to, whereas you can opt out of it, and I think that's pretty neat. So I don't know. Don't vote for Rick Santorum. His commercials scared me to death when he was running in Pennsylvania about how we're going to monitor all your computers to keep the children safe. And that's just scary. He could be hacking into our files and anything that has to do with protection. If you're doing something for protection, that was one of Ron Paul's quotes. But I believed it before. I just sort of formed and merged with him that liberty is cut every time security increases. Definitely believe that. Believe that 100%. So even though he stood up there and said, representing Pennsylvania, no, he doesn't represent me. I'm Pennsylvania, and I'm on Obamacare, and happy with, well, in a personalized sense, it keeps people off my back. But I don't know. Romney, I really do think that Obama is going to be a fourth term. A 4-year president. Just because the way the media has us thinking now, and that you can flip the country so fast, and the country is getting increasingly willing to blame whoever's in. They did it with Bush. Bush was down to like 8% approval rating at one point. So it's nothing new. I just think in the time we're in, we're going to get a Republican. And I think it's a good time for a Republican because Obama perception is pretty much gone. And I hope it's with Ron Paul. And that's my favorite. I would definitely vote. I would definitely support anything with him. And I saw Gary Johnson wasn't on the show, and you can look up YouTube videos how he wasn't allowed to participate, which as a Ron Paul fan, I can empathize with that. Alright, I'm going to go to McDonald's because I'm not fat enough.